All right, guys. So today is the 12th of May, 2026, and we got the CPI finally. So it's going to be very interesting today. But we'll get into the news, charts, and data after I mentioned that this content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions. And with that being said, uh, we can see that there's a gap between the S&P 500 and the consumer sentiment. And very importantly, is the widest in 25 years. So it's funny because the consumer sentiment is sitting at recession type levels, and that divergence is now the widest in 25 years, like I said. But what does that mean? Well, it usually means that one side is massively wrong, and I would definitely go with the S&P being very wrong. Like even the Nasdaq is been going up more than Bitcoin, man. That's crazy. I think Bitcoin has been pumping for 25% ish and Nasdaq around 30, something like that. Like there's a 5% gap between Nasdaq and and Bitcoin, which is crazy. So historically, when sentiment collapses but markets keep grinding higher, of course volatility doesn't disappear. So I don't know. I think it's just a matter of time until we'll see S&P and basically the indices going to plummet. Now, this is also interesting, but it's no news to me, to be honest, and I believe to many of you that the Iranian parliament is saying that there is no alternative but to accept the rights of the Iranian people under the proposed 14-point plan. And Trump just said yesterday that he's not happy and it's unacceptable. So there's that about the war. And there's also the Clarity Act, which everyone is so excited about. But you know what this is, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a type of sell the news type of event, but it just feels like it. I mean, everyone is expecting it for so long. So I don't think the market is going to pump much more from this point on. Now, in terms of data, we can see that Bitcoin did try, so it reached 82,600 and something, then it reached 82,500, and last night 82,277. So it goes lower and lower, which means it's forming lower highs at the moment, right? At least on the 4 hourly. So there's exhaustion in the market. We can clearly see that open interest is also, well, down. It's been dumping for a while now. Volume looks exhausted as well, and the funding finally turning green, which is good for the bears, of course. Also, if you look on the crypto market RSI heat map, we can see that on the 24-hour, most of the coins are on the overbought territory. So yeah, there's also this. I'm usually, well, obviously, I'm just looking for as much confluence as I can, but I'm also looking at this sometime from time to time. So yeah, you can also keep that in mind. And these are that are literally on the overbought, and these are on the strong side. So you can see there is quite a bit there above the 59.28 range. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, we also have the CPI today. Now, oh, and you also have the Fed chair nomination vote. So this is very interesting as well. Now, the question is, to come back to our horses, are they gonna rig the numbers again? Because in my opinion, they're just doing something like, oh, we're expecting very, very, very bad numbers, and they're coming up just a little bit higher than expected. I mean, bro, it's still bad. You know, it's still bad. So I'm curious if they're gonna do the same thing again. I don't know. It's just very confusing nowadays in the crypto market. It's so confusing to me, but I believe to many people as well. Now, if we look on Bitcoin on the daily, everyone is talking about this rising wedge, whatever, and it looks very similar to this. And we saw what happened here. We talked about this. Now, what I would expect, there's definitely some levels that I would be looking at in case Bitcoin really crashes from here, or at least retraces, because it hasn't seen a real retrace in so long. I would be looking first at the 50% Fibonacci, which also aligns nicely with this previous resistance, you can see. And in case this fails, we have next the 618. on the daily, and this also aligns nicely with the VWAP, right? Which is somewhere around here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I would be expecting. Some reaction from here, which then would form, let's say it does something like this, breaks down from the rising wedge. We see some reaction here, and then it does something like this, and then even lower. So it forms even a lower high. Definitely something that I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. So yeah, not much happening at the moment, to be fair with you guys. Um, Volume RSI is still up there. Volume is still not there. So yeah, um, we'll see what happens at CPI, and we'll take it from there tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow.